Thailand is one of the most amazing countries in the world, and I've been traveling and living here for over 10 years. But if this is your first time to this beautiful country, here are some mistakes that I don't want you to make that will ruin your trip or ruin it for everyone else. From making mistakes at the airport before you even arrive to cultural slip-ups, this video is going to save you embarrassment, it's going to save you money, and it's going to save you headaches. So let's get into the 25 things you should never do when you come to Thailand. Okay, so what I've done is I've put all of the mistakes into 8 different groups, from mistakes that you make even before you arrive in Thailand to mistakes that you can make when you leave this country. So here are some mistakes that you can make before you even land here in Thailand. The first is assuming that you've got the correct visa and that you've done your arrival card. Make sure you check your visa requirements, whether you're coming here on a tourist visa, a business visa, or any other type of visa these days. There are so many different types. So just do your own research. Google your country and your passport, how long you're coming here for, what you're doing here, and you'll be able to find the correct visa. And also there is a brand new digital arrival card. It's quite complicated. It is a form you have to fill in online. Make sure you do that before you land, otherwise you'll be pulled to the side when you're in the queue for immigration, and you'll have to do it all on your phone or on a little iPad on the side, and it can add an extra half an hour if you haven't done it. Don't assume you can just turn up to Thailand with no travel insurance. This is in Southeast Asia. Things will go wrong. You'll get sick, you might get hurt or injured during your trip. There is very little health and safety in Thailand, so make sure you've got the correct travel insurance. If you have no idea where to get travel insurance, I'll link a really good one in the description. Don't come to Thailand without any cash, especially when you first arrive. Trying to get a taxi or a train into the city will be impossible if you don't have any cash. The airport link and most taxi drivers aren't going to accept cards, so make sure you've got a little bit of cash, especially for your first day. 1,000 to 2,000 baht is the perfect amount. And don't book every single aspect of your trip ahead of time. You don't want to land in Thailand, let's say you're here for 2 weeks or maybe 4 weeks. Don't come here with every single night accommodation pre-booked, even all of your ferries, buses, trains, transport, and any other things that you're going to be doing. If you've got a super rigid, strict itinerary, you're allowing yourself zero flexibility. And here in Thailand, things change. Bad weather, you might feel sick, you might be hungover, things go wrong, but make sure you just allow yourself fluidity, flexibility, so you can go with the flow. Thailand will appreciate you, and you'll have a much better time if your trip is less rigid. Okay, so now that you've landed safely here in Thailand, here are some mistakes that you might make on day 1. The airport rail link on the lower ground floor is the best way to get into central Bangkok. It takes around 20 minutes to get right into the heart of the city. But if your hotel is not near any of the airport rail link stations, then you will probably have to get a taxi. But avoid getting a taxi if you don't have to. There can be a lot of traffic in Bangkok, especially on Friday afternoons. Download the Grab app and pre-order your taxi when you land, and there is a little Grab area, but that can get quite congested. What I suggest you do is use the airport meter. Taxi ranks on the ground floor. A lot of the time the queue is quite short, and you can just press a button, get a ticket, and get into a taxi that will take you into the city on a meter. No scams. There is a little 50 baht extra on top that the taxi driver will charge. I personally use the meter taxis because I don't live near an airport rail link station, and it costs me around 500 Thai baht. Don't expect everybody to speak English fluently. This is Thailand, it's a developing country. English literacy is actually very, very low in comparison to the neighboring countries. So if you get into a taxi, don't think you can just have a really open conversation fluently in English with your taxi driver. And even some of the first few people that you'll meet in Thailand, English might not be their first language and they might know very little. So just remember that. Before you leave the airport, make sure you get a SIM card. Now there are stalls at the airport, but you do have to queue up, give them a physical passport, and it takes an extra 10 minutes. So just pre-install an eSIM if your phone is compatible. I'll put a link in the description where you can download the best eSIM for Thailand using Airalo. Also, if you are using cash to use the airport rail link or to get a taxi, try to break 1,000 baht note in the airport. Grab a bottle of water from 7-Eleven, or just break that 1,000 baht any way you can to help the taxi driver give you the correct change. And also it'll enable you to use coins and things like that to get your airport rail link ticket. Sometimes if you only have 1,000 baht note, it can take a lot longer to get your ticket or to yeah, get your change from the taxi driver. If you are enjoying this video so far, guys, please leave me a like and share this video with your travel buddies, because you're taking the time to learn some of the mistakes that are most common so that you don't make them, but your travel buddies, they might make loads of mistakes and embarrass not just you, but everyone else on your trip. So share this video with your travel buddies. So let's talk about money and paying for things in Thailand. There are 3 big mistakes that I see happen every day. The first mistake is exchanging your currency at the airport. They don't have the best rates within the airport itself. Just wait till you get into the city of Bangkok and look for currency conversion shops at the BTS stations, the MRT stations, or on the lower ground floors of most malls. That is where you'll get the best exchange rates. Just Google super rich. They normally do the best deals here in the city of Bangkok. Don't assume that you're going to be able to use your debit card or credit card everywhere you go. Even here in 7-Eleven, you can't use your debit or credit cards. You have to use cash. Sometimes if you're a local, you can pay on a QR code, but it's mostly cash. Same with getting the MRT or the BTS. Some cards will be able to tap on and tap off, but most cards can't. You'll be fine when it comes to booking hotels, booking flights, or paying for dinner at certain restaurants. But if you see some yummy, delicious street food by an auntie cooking up a storm, she's not going to be able to accept a payment on card. Cash is king, remember that. But yeah, most of the time, for big things, you can pay on card. Also, don't forget to notify your bank that you're coming to Thailand so that they don't cancel your card when they see that you've randomly taken money out in Bangkok. They might not know that you're going there, and some banks, especially back home in the UK, they always do that to me. And I touched on this on a previous video, but when you put your ATM card in the machine, it will spit out the cash first, and then a few seconds later, sometimes 30 seconds later, it will give you your bank card. Don't forget to wait for your ATM card to come out after the cash, otherwise the machine will suck it back in and you won't get access to that card and you'll have to order a new one. That will be a massive headache. Here are some mistakes that people make at the temples and other cultural sites. These are very important. Make sure you pay attention. You do not want to make a mistake like this here in Thailand. If you're visiting a temple, and I'm speaking mostly to the women here, make sure you understand the rules of what you can wear. Cover your shoulders, cover your boobs, and cover your legs. And men, you shouldn't really wear shorts. Sometimes you can get away with it if there's a lot of people and it's extremely hot, but most of the time, you're supposed to wear long pants as well. Whenever you enter inside a religious site, like a temple, or into people's homes, make sure you take your shoes off. You're not allowed to walk indoors with shoes, but it's also expected in some restaurants and some other places. In fact, a lady went viral here when she was visiting this country, and she refused to take her shoes off in a restaurant that had this rule implemented. If you don't follow the rules, you'll get in big trouble, or as this lady did, she got cancelled. Before I move on to the next batch of mistakes, I just want to say a quick thank you to the sponsor Squarespace, the perfect place if you're looking to build a website for your small business, for your blog, for anything. Squarespace is the best place to build your website. I personally built my website on Squarespace. I chose one of their award-winning templates, and then I just added in my own blogs, my own videos, my own pictures, and I've started selling products and services through my website immediately. They also have this brand new feature called Design Intelligence, which is an AI software where you answer a few simple questions about what your website should look like and feel like, and then the AI will actually build it for you. It's also never been easier to amend, update your website on the Squarespace app. It's a fantastic way to post and to amend your site on the go if you travel as much as I do. And if you go to squarespace.com/Paddy Doyle, you'll actually get 10% off your first website or domain with Squarespace. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to the biggest mistakes that I keep seeing here in Thailand. Obviously, don't touch the monks, and if they are walking between the temples, feel free to take pictures of them, but don't disturb them, and especially don't touch them. These are, very important people here in Thai culture, and so give them the space they need and don't touch them. If you want to be really respectful, then bow your head slightly as they walk past you, or if you have to walk in front of them. It's just a sign of respect here. Also, do not disrespect any of the statues of Buddha or any of the religious icons here, because it's just disrespectful. So definitely don't climb on top of a Buddha statue to take a picture, or fly your drone and you on top of it or in its hand if it's a giant statue or something, okay? Look, but don't touch, and don't climb on the statues. I'm telling you this because this happens. People do this, and it is insane. Let's talk about mistakes people make day to day here in Thailand. And a lot of these things come out of frustration because things are different here. It's very hot, it's very humid, and the culture and society here is very laid back, and that can cause a little bit of friction to people who are control freaks. Don't lose your cool when things aren't going as they should be. If something is late, if someone is running behind, if you're doing a walking tour and it said meet at 7 o'clock and it's now 7:10 and there are still a few people waiting to come, don't lose your cool. This is just how things work in Southeast Asia, especially here in Thailand. You need to have patience. I touched on this as well a little bit before. You need to be flexible, don't be too rigid. You know, just go with the flow. We have a saying here in Thailand, well, the Thai people have a saying here, where they say, "My pen rai, my pen rai," which basically means don't worry about it, it's okay, relax. So whenever there's a situation that's not ideal, just say to yourself, "My pen rai," and just smile and get over it, because if you just, you'll get in a situation for sure in Thailand, something's not running smoothly. Just take a deep breath. This is part of it, okay? This is part of the life, traveling here, especially living here. Sometimes you need to take a deep breath, count to 10, and remember that everything is fine. Don't forget your sun protection, factor 50, okay? Thailand's sun and the Thailand heat is extreme here, and I always forget to apply sun cream as much as I should. Thai people don't buy sun cream because they don't go by the pool, they don't lie in the sun in the beach. Only tourists buy this stuff, so that's why it's always 3 times more expensive than it is back home. If you're coming from the UK, if you're coming from Australia, especially in the US as well, pre-buy your factor 50 or your sun cream, because it'll be really expensive when you get here. Okay, let's talk about mistakes people make when they're getting transport or just getting around this beautiful country. The first big mistake is not agreeing a price before you get into a taxi, or specifically a tuk-tuk. A lot of people will jump in a tuk-tuk and just say the destination that they're going to, and then when they arrive, they get stung with a big bill. Recently, me and my friend jumped in a tuk-tuk in Bangkok, and we just wanted to go to a nearby pub, and it was raining at the time, and we got charged 500 baht, and it would have cost us around 60 baht if we got into a Grab taxi. But my friend was a bit eager, and we just jumped in. I thought he'd already organized the price, but no, he hadn't, and when we got there, the tuk-tuk driver said it's 500 baht, and trust me, you do not want to get into a fight with a tuk-tuk driver. So we paid him, and we sucked it up, because it was our mistake that we didn't pre-agree the price. Don't rent or drive a scooter or small motorbike here in Thailand without any practice. Ideally, you need a license, okay? They don't really enforce this rule that much, especially in the touristy areas like Phuket and Koh Samui. Everyone can rent a scooter. As long as you've got insurance and a license, you'll be fine, but you'll be amazed at how many people don't have licenses, or most importantly, experience. You'll see so many people, so many tourists with bandages, typically all on one side of their body, where they've come off the bike at fast speed, going too fast around the corner, or driving drunk. Now, just use your common sense. And if you're not comfortable and you don't feel like you have the experience, don't rent one. If you're going on a long journey, maybe 5 hours plus on a bus or a train, make sure you bring a fleece or a hoodie or something to cover you, because they blast the aircon and it can get really cold and really uncomfortable very quickly. Let's talk about everyday etiquette mistakes. Now, these aren't really based around Thailand or Thai culture specifically. Mistakes I see people making a lot these days, and it really infuriates me. And please, if you agree with me on these two, smash the like button and let people know in the comments. Don't be one of those people that plays music or watches video content with the loudspeakers on their phone, waiting for a bus, waiting for a plane, sitting at a table at a restaurant. You do not want to disturb other people, especially Thai people, right? They're quite forgiving. They won't necessarily say anything to you. They might just put their head down, they might just roll their eyes, okay? I was recently at a restaurant and there was a family of 4, 2 kids, mum and dad, and both kids got their phones out and started watching, you know, TikToks or whatever at full volume. And everyone in the restaurant was looking over like, what are they doing? Why is it so loud? But no one really raised a concern to the staff. No one wanted to go over there and tell them in person, because it involves losing face for the people involved, and Thai people don't like to do that. So I ended up just going over and saying, excuse me, can you turn your phones down? To which they kind of huffed and puffed, and You know, this is just etiquette, okay? Not just when you're traveling to Thailand, but hopefully when you're at home. Also, don't take loud phone calls. Don't publicize your video call if you're standing around the pool or again on public transport or anywhere outside. You're not allowed to just be on the phone having a phone call on the MRT or the BTS, for example. It's not the way to do things here. It's considered very rude. As well as if you're standing by the pool and you're on a video call and you're shouting and hollering about how much fun you're having while everyone else is trying to relax, read a book, or just listen to the sound of the waves. Please be quiet. So now it's come to the end of your trip and you haven't made any mistakes at all. You probably will, okay? We all make mistakes, okay? It's part of human nature. But let's finish with the mistakes people make as they leave this beautiful country. And the first one is overstaying their visa. This can actually lead to heavy fines or you being banned from Thailand altogether. If you overstay, so if you stay in Thailand longer than the visa allows you to, you'll get in big trouble. If it's 1 to 3 days, you'll get a fine, okay? You'll leave, they'll say, oh, you were supposed to leave here 3 days ago, and they'll give you a 500 baht per day fine. But if it's longer than a week, then you'll have some explaining to do. And if it's any longer than that, then you might get a serious telling off, and you might even get blacklisted and not allowed to re-enter Thailand ever again. We constantly see stuff on the news here of people who have been caught overstaying their visa for years. They will find you, they will deport you, and you won't be allowed back. This is a perfect example of how disrespecting Thailand or disrespecting Thai people will get you in big trouble. Also, I know you'll see a lot of these for sale, so this might seem quite confusing, but don't take any Buddha imagery like big statues or things like that away from the country. It's actually considered illegal to export. I think the rule is it's something like 13 centimeters. If it's bigger than 13 centimeters, it's illegal. But just to be careful, you know, just don't export any Buddha imagery. It's considered illegal here. Okay, so those were the main mistakes that I see people making here in Thailand. Please let me know right now in the comments, what mistakes are other people making? What mistakes have you made? What mistakes have you seen that people should be aware of? Or just let me know what annoys you, like I did earlier when it comes to playing music on your phone or taking loudspeaker phone calls. Whatever happened, by the way, to just having a normal phone call? Like, why do people not just have normal phone calls anymore? Why does every phone call have to be a video call? It's so freaking annoying. Thanks for watching, and thanks for letting me vent. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Make sure to share this video with your other travel buddies, because the comments section, I'm sure, will give us more value than the video did. So, see you soon, and thanks for watching.